were the steps that you think that someone like I needed to take in order to get through that healing?
I think a lot of people don't have a self-concept. They only know themselves through what their parents, their religions, their cultures have told them that they should be. And in order to heal, you have to break up with that false self that was created to please the people around you and actually ask yourself, who do I want to become? It's not even who am I, because that's too tall of an order. How do you know if you've not experienced it? But what is the kind of person I want to become? And when I saw you, I knew you wanted to become a person that loved mango nectar.
Oh,
And this is a major moment in your healing evolution. And I want to say kudos to that.
that's what you saw in me?
I did. And what's important to realize is that healing often gets marketed as feeling good, bubble baths, nice, confessional cries.
Can we take a bath tonight?
No, but it's actually extremely painful because you have to contend with the fact that a lot of people who you thought loved you didn't.
Oh
Because
my
love
God, I
doesn't
can't.
require you to maintain a fiction of yourself. And
Okay, enough of that. Oh my God, I'm so exhausted. I can't even imagine how you feel. So today, we're gonna do trans fatigue. I mean, seriously, exhausted from these people. I mean, okay, so if you don't know, that was Dylan and that was Luke, who both are really one of the reasons we're all in this situation because of trans people like this who think they are so above and beyond intelligence. Luke totally is horrifying. I just, I have a lot of my opinions about that person are just not good, to be honest with you. He thinks he's so much more intelligent than the rest of us, and all blah 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 blah. What? What did you just say? Oh, you're an academic. I forgot. You know things that we don't know. And really, a lot of young people look up to this person, which is quite sad to me. But did you hear the mumbo jumbo? Like, a lot of people don't know who they are because they've been taught not to love themselves. And wow, dude, really? So now you're a therapist? This is the problem. I'm exhausted, as you can see. Let's just get into this because I wanted to start out with that one because I really do believe that we're all exhausted from this. And honestly, I do believe that we need to have a serious conversation about where this is going because it's not going good. And these people who have infiltrated this community to think they are better than all of us, that they know better, that trans people are special, and that they deserve all kinds of rights that nobody else deserves, and all of this nonsensical stuff that these two people sitting around dressed up like women and acting like they're having an intelligent conversation. I'm pretty done with it. So I'm going to bring you and thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, blah, blah, blah. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it a lot. Thank you. That being said, I found some stuff that really speaks to these talking points that this trans community has brought to the table, and we're all sick and tired of hearing it because it's literally repeated over and over. The definition of and also the definition of stupidity and the definition of insanity is like doing it over and over and over again. This is like the definition of cult-like behavior when you just keep putting it in people's brains over and over, and eventually trans women are women, trans women are women, trans men are men, and until eventually everybody just catches on and thinks it's all real and reality based. So these are the talking points I found to be exhausting. And let me bring this next one up for you.
This is an urgent call to anybody who calls themselves an ally of the trans community. Right now, our rights are under attack in a way that I've never seen in my lifetime. The term woman has been stripped from us and reserved just for those born as female, which means we may lose access to things like public changing rooms, bathrooms, healthcare. We may see trans women being searched by male police officers, and there has been no solution offered to help make our lives any easier. And when you legally can't access a space for your gender, but you can't access a space for your born gender for fears of your own safety, there's nowhere to go. And this helps remove trans people from public life, which is what they're trying to do. Now, what can you do to help? The main thing we need is cis voices speaking up in defense of trans lives. Whether that's if you hear trans slurs in the gaming lobby, helping educate relatives on the struggles the trans community face daily. And please, please, please stop supporting the kind of people who are working tirelessly to remove trans people from public life. We will keep fighting, but there is not enough of us to win this fight, and we need your help. So please stand with your trans siblings, and thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
You know what I find fascinating about these people? Now they're begging you cis people for help, okay? When nope, you burn the bridge. That's what happens when you burn bridges. Sorry, no cis people aren't going to help you. They've asked you a million times to stop calling them cis, especially women, okay? You're not losing rights. And also in your lifetime, 20 years old, or maybe even 30 in your lifetime, how long have you been transitioned for, okay? Because let me just keep reminding all you trans activists out there, we had all we needed. We had a lot more than you could even imagine that you've now taken away from us. Nobody cared about us. We just walked the world before. But it's your fault that now all your so-called trans rights are being taken away. This is the rhetoric that they keep saying over and over and over again. They don't want us to exist. They're trying to eradicate us. You watch. It's literally exhausting. Exhausting. But what else did this one say? Oh, God, I can't even remember. Just like bathrooms are being taken away. They want to get rid of us. They don't want us to be around. It's so ridiculous.
Simple as. If she says she's a woman, she is. Okay. I'm a woman.
So you're a woman?
Yeah.
Okay, when you tell me you're a woman, what does that mean you are?
I don't know. It's as simple as that. I feel like a woman. That's how I choose to present myself.
What feelings do you have that you relate with being a woman?
Femininity? I don't know. That's what I'm more comfortable with.
Okay. Why?
Couldn't tell you.
But you are a woman?
Yes.
Okay. But you don't know what a woman is?
Well, I do know what a woman is. It's anyone who identifies as a woman.
Any further?
I cannot say much. I'm non-binary, so
So you're not a woman or a man?
no, I am not.
Okay, so you know you're not a woman. What is a woman that you're like, no, that's not what I am?
I just don't like being associated with like femininity or masculinity. I do not feel I fall in either of those categories at all.
That's called androgynous, by the way. That's been around forever. But you can't even. I'm a woman, but I don't really know what that means. I mean, you all know. I'm just going to show you. I'm going to show you all the insane talking points. Anyone can be a woman, even though nobody knows what that is, except actual women. It's so ridiculous. It's literally clown time. Oh my God. Anyone can be a woman. Oh God. Okay, wait. Got a good one. Hold on here.
I'm a trans woman.
Sure, be whatever you want to be.
I'm also Muslim. Yes, the two exist. They exist, guys.
So, my advice to you, don't go to a Muslim country because there they don't coexist.
Alhamdulillah.
Next.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته كيف حالكم يا أحباب
Yeah, I'm not doing this.
I told you. A fatigue. Okay, everyone's so over it. I'm trans and Muslim. I'm LGBT, queers for Palestine. It's just so absurd and insane. I mean, it's actually not funny, but it is funny. I mean, even... They're just like, wait a minute, dude, do you even know what you're talking about? They don't. They've been actually really sucked into and brainwashed. On some level, these people have been brainwashed to think that they can do this and that it's literally okay to do this and anyone can be a woman and I'm trans and Muslim and free Palestine and all of the things that make no sense if you belong to the LGBTQIA pee poo poo community. Like, stay on track here, people. You've gone so far off the deep end. It's just actually embarrassing and absurd. So the next one I have for you, more talking points.
Trans people right now are being like viciously attacked. We need to do something about it.
Vicious.
Okay, but like, you need dysphoria to be trans.
Yeah.
Okay, but like, we are being killed in record high numbers right now. But what about trans lesbians? Like, he, him lesbians? I don't get that. We are being eradicated from public life entirely right now? Like, what? But what about Lily Tino?
Let me just say something. This one is funny, but it's not, because this idea that we're being eradicated and we're being killed in high... Where are we being killed in high numbers? You know, you people need to sit down. There have been a lot of trans people who have most definitely been killed for being trans many, many years ago, okay, before all of this insanity is happening. Okay, so that's not happening. We're not being killed in record numbers. That is such a false narrative. And it's actually very disgusting that you say stuff like that. Okay, it's disgusting and wrong, and it's irritating. You guys love to talk to yourself in these weird TikTok things and like make yourself seem like you're, you know, again, saying the same thing. We're being eradicated, we're being killed in high numbers, you need gender dysphoria to be trans, when you, like, yeah, that would make a lot of sense. It's like you have to have diabetes to be a diabetic. You know, you need to have cancer to have cancer. Like, what are you talking about? That's how bizarre the whole thing is. I don't understand why you all want to be trans so bad, that now you've taken out this idea that transsexualism is an actual disorder. And when you remove that from it, you are destroying so much of what it's done to help many people. If you don't acknowledge the fact that this isn't normal, because it's not, and that there's something going on here, because the majority of the world doesn't want to be the opposite sex. It's a very small group of people. And I'll keep explaining to you over and over again. Okay, if you don't acknowledge that it's not normal, you're not going to be able to move forward in your space as a transsexual person. But if you keep pretending like anyone can be trans, anyone can be a woman, it's you who are destroying the rights of trans people. Nobody else but yourself.
I'm a transgender man trying to leave the United States.
Oh my God.
Hey guys, my name is Blaine. I am a trans man living here in Austin, Texas. If you know anything about what's going on in the world, you know that this is not the ideal place for people like me. That being said, I'm trying to raise enough money to get the hell up out of here. I am planning on moving with my girlfriend to Europe within a year. So that gives me 1 year to try and get some money to make sure that we can fund our trip. And not only that, maybe even have some type of income that is reliable. That way, moving over there and becoming a citizen is a lot easier. That being said, y'all, I do need your feedback. Would you buy this?
Oh my God.
Would you buy this?
Oh my God.
And if your answer is yes, please let me know in the comments. If you think this is dog shit, please let me know in the comments. I don't want to waste my time. There are incredible trans artists out there who make great stuff like this. Like a werewolf makes great shirts, and I absolutely love them to death. And I really, really value what kind of merch they put out. I would love to do the same with my own spin on it. So if you guys like this, please let me know. What I would like to do as well is once I'm over in Europe, I would like to take some of the proceeds that I make and send it over to another trans person who is in my shoes, who's trying to get the hell up out of here. Wow. So I appreciate you guys. Stay safe. Love you.
So that's another one of the talking point rhetoric exhaustion. Well, I'm leaving the United States because it's not trans friendly. First off, what makes you think any other country wants you? Okay. Secondly, go to another country and live as a trans person. I'm dying to see what happens to you there, because I've already seen a lot of you trans people who left the country because you thought it was unsafe here and are crying to come home. Okay. Third, I'm going to give you some kudos for at least making an effort to make a product to sell and not making a GoFundMe, where I saw a couple other trans people making GoFundMes so that you could support them to move out of the United States. But I also want to know to you, buddy, is when you get over there, how are you expecting to make money? Selling t-shirts? You actually think selling t-shirts is going to fund your transition, going to fund you living over there? They're not going to just let you come over there and just live. You're going to have to show an income. You're going to have to show what are you contributing to their country. It's a whole thing. It's not so easy that you think you could just get up and go. That's the thing that's so bizarre to me. You all think you're going to get up and go. This is the best country because I have actual lived experience living in an other country for 10 years as a transsexual person. Okay. So I'm going to tell you, I enjoyed myself there, but I came back here, and this is the country that is the most accepting of trans people, by the way. So this whole idea that you're going to move from the United States because it's unfriendly is so upsetting to me. And the reason why you all think this is because you are the ones who have created this anti-trans movement, by the way. I also think it's funny that you live in Austin, Texas, where I know probably 10 trans people who live perfectly fine there and have a great life there. And so I don't really know what you're talking about when you have to leave. What is it that you people don't have that you're struggling for? I'd love to know what it is that you don't have that you think you don't have. Maybe get off of TikTok talking about how horrible your life is and go out into the real world and get a real job and actually interact with the world. And you'll see that everything you think you know about what the world thinks about trans people is not true. 100% not true. You're living in a TikTok bubble of hate and this idea that everyone is trying to kill us all and there's a genocide. Here's another person. This person spreads a lot of bad information.
So 16 states as of July 1st will have bathroom laws saying trans people can't use the bathroom that matches their gender identity. 16.
Wow.
And I just want to ask, what problem are we solving here? Because trans people aren't going through hormone therapy, surgery, public discrimination, and having to rebuild their entire lives just to sneak into a bathroom. That's not happening. You know who does commit sexual assault? Overwhelmingly, it's straight men. You know, like your uncles, your coaches, your priests, and your favorite presidents. And now these laws are forcing trans men, like fully transitioned bearded adult men, into the women's restroom. Let that sink in. You're going to have guys who look like lumberjacks walking into the women's bathroom because the law says they have to. And then you're all going to freak out again and scream about men in the women's bathroom. And you made that shit happen.
You're making that happen. I am so sick and tired of this bathroom thing, okay? I can't go on because you're just lying about all this stuff happening, okay? We never had that problem before. You, trans activists, created it. I've been walking the world this way for 32 years. Been using the men's room, no issues. No one said anything. Trans women have been using the women's room, no issues, because they pass. Now, what you're saying is, people like myself who pass are going to be sucked into this law. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're just not. Because no one's going to care. Because, again, we've been doing this already. They're going after the people that look like you who say that you are a woman, okay? And that are a bearded lumberjack saying you are a woman. Because remember, anyone could be a woman. So why don't you get your facts straight, okay, and understand why they're creating these laws? Because you created this such a huge problem in the world for actual real transsexual people, because you're saying you don't need gender dysphoria, you don't have to pass, anyone could say they're a woman. Do you know how exhausting this whole thing is? And I'm going to keep saying it over and over in this video. It's the trans activists who created this problem, not the world. The trans activists, because many of us have been walking the world perfectly fine, understanding the balance of doing this, understanding where we can go, where we can't go. You know, we as transsexual people are the ones who have to take responsibility for our transition. Not you, not anybody else, but us. And it's why it's an adult-only space and not for children, because they don't understand the pros and cons of transitioning. The bathroom thing is so annoying to me because it's literally one of those talking about, oh, there's 567 anti-trans bills. No, there isn't. No, there is not. This next one I'm going to bring up to you is really important because let me play it and then I'm going to show you why.
If cis women don't need a therapist note for breast implants or breast reduction to prove that they're in the right mental state, then I personally think trans people shouldn't need one. We know ourselves. We're not mentally ill. We just want top surgery to feel better about ourselves. Also, if top surgery is to feel better about ourselves and all of this, and it's for gender dysphoria and shit like that, then why are insurances denying coverage because they view top surgery as a cosmetic procedure?
It is.
But some people have to wait months for a therapist note. But then their insurance denies it because it's a cosmetic procedure.
Okay, so dumbass, you're a dumbass. And let me just say, we do have a mental disorder. And the minute you all kept saying it's not a mental disorder, that's when insurance doesn't have to pay for it anymore, dumbass. Because now you made it cosmetic surgery. You're the dumbass who did that. I kept telling you, if you do not acknowledge this as a mental disorder, you will not get it paid for. Do you think women who want to have breast surgery because they want to have, that's cosmetic surgery? They pay for it themselves. They're adults. If they want to do it, you go right ahead. But that's why they can do it. And also, it's not a mental disorder to want to have big boobs. I mean, something's going on there. Maybe you got some, some body dysmorphia, some stuff going on that you just feel like you need to have double D boobs, whatever that is, okay? So, but that they're acknowledging that they don't have a disorder. They just want to have big boobs. So why should they get a therapist note? But if we want insurance to pay for our top surgery, then you're going to have to acknowledge that you have a disorder, and you're going to have to go through some serious therapy to figure out why you want to have your boobs cut off, because it's not normal. It's not normal for a female to want to have their boobs cut off, okay? It's not normal to feel this way. But you caused it. You just contradicted yourself. Okay? You're like, cosmetic surgery. It is cosmetic surgery when you take it out of a mental disorder. This is the stuff that I keep trying. It's so frustrating for me. I'm exhausted. Fatigue. Like, wow. You want your cake and eat it too. It's just unbelievable how you guys don't even see what you've done. You've destroyed a whole medicalized system for people who really understand gender dysphoria, really understand what they need to do to move forward in the world, okay? But now you're all, we know who we are. No, you don't. That's why you got a shit ton of detransitioners, because you don't know who you are.
If your respect for trans people and your support only goes as far as to support ones that you deem to be good people, you don't actually support or respect trans people. I don't care how you feel about Lily Tino. I genuinely do not care. Some of the stuff that you guys say in the comments, or how you speak about her, don't actually think she's trans, or you don't actually think she's a woman because of the way she acts or something like that. That's transphobic.
No, it isn't.
It doesn't even matter. If I actually don't know that much about Lily whatsoever, I don't care if Lily has like killed someone, to be honest. I'm still gonna call her because that's how I treat someone from the community that I don't like.
Sick.
Is still how I treat someone from the community, and shows my overarching respect for that community and what it stands for. You don't get to take that away just because you think someone is morally not great, because then whatever you deem to be morally not great, any sort of thing you will use to justify the fact that you're being transphobic. I don't care about what your reasons are, what your justifications are. If you're being transphobic, you're being transphobic. That actively hurts me, that hurts my community. Even if you're in the community, you can still be transphobic and trans. You can really Calvin Guerra. Yeah, you don't even have to be that bad as Calvin Guerra. Calvin Guerra was just one of those blatant ones, like Blair White and stuff. Same thing as we can be like, there's some people that are really, really racist. But if you say some racist shit, you're still being racist. I'm not saying you can't critique trans people. I'm not saying you can't like hold them to a standard. Once you start attacking transists, you start attacking transists in general. Similar to, I don't support the death penalty. I don't think the government should be allowed to kill people. Hot take.
Oh my God. These young people are... No, okay, then I'm transphobic. I'll take it all on. I'm transphobic. It is my and every person in the trans community to call out the bad players. So no, go F yourself, kiddo. It is our duty. What makes you think you're better than me? Okay? No, I'm calling out every single bad player in this community, whether you like it or not. Go ahead and call me transphobic. Sticks and stones, buddy. Like, no, and I'll call you out too. So stop telling people that they can't. That's the problem right there. Telling people they can't call out bad people in the community. Though that is my job. First off, as an elder, I transitioned before you were born. Secondly, when I see bad things, that's like saying you see a parent abusing a child. Oh, it's not your business. Shut your eyes. You're not supposed to report them. Are you insane? Are you insane? When you see bad people in your own community, even though that's not my community anymore, you better call them out. And there are many bad players in this community. And then you're saying you don't care if they're a killer? Or what? What? You should care. You should most definitely care about that. Because what's happening is these bad players are destroying what we have built in order to move forward in the world. This is the kind of nonsense I'm so over, you people, and then totally going after. What's the difference between you calling out Calvin Guerrero or Blair White What's the difference? You're just doing the same thing you just said you shouldn't do. And the hypocrisy is mind-blowing. I'm taking a nap after this, by the way. So this last one, just cause.
They call me sir. Immediately I say, nope, I'm not a sir. I'm a transgender.
Okay, so first of all, who gives a shit? Second of all, like, who cares? And I don't give a shit. To be real though, I don't actually think anyone gives a shit. At the end of the day, no one gives a shit. If I was gonna give you my honest opinion on that whole situation, I don't give a shit. Because who literally would? Someone misgendering you again, I guess that's bullshit, but honestly, I don't give a shit. Does anyone here give a shit? To be quite frank, I don't give a shit. But the bottom line is, I don't give a shit, and who would? Because who gives a shit?
Okay, I had to leave it with that, because it's literally how we all feel at this point. Who gives a shit? Brilliant. Just brilliant. Just shut up, Lily Tino. And that kid saying, you shouldn't be calling out Lily Tino. Yeah, we should. We 100% should. We should be calling out Dylan, Luke, all of these JVN. Let's transition little kids, because when I was a kid, if they transition me, I would feel, you bullshit. Bullshit. No. So all these weirdo grifters, Jeffrey, all of them who are so disgusting and gross and now are all trans because it's the cool thing to be. People are exhausted. We're tired of you. A lot of people in the transsexual community are stepping up to the plate. Trans people are also exhausted from this nonsense, okay? Real, actual transsexual people who just wanted to move forward in their lives are now just finally seeing it. More and more are stepping up to the plate. You watch. So with that, I hope I gave you a good laugh, but at the same time, know that a lot of us are also exhausted from this nonsense, and I'm going to continue calling them out. I don't care. Call me transphobic all you want. Good. Huh, maybe I should make a transphobic t-shirt. We can all support my... We're like that kid making a whatever t-shirt to move to Europe. Are you kidding me? You better think about a different profession than t-shirt selling.
The same group that's against gun violence is actively calling for gun violence against me and Riley Gaines tomorrow at University of Washington. And for those of you who don't know, in January, I went to University of Washington to deliver a speech to the Turning Point USA chapter. And at that event, I, along with the Turning Point students, were held hostage in the classroom. The doors blocked, windows broken, things thrown through them, fire alarms pulled, everything you can possibly think of. It was a wild night. And the university, of course, came out to say that I was there with the intent to antagonize the other side, to provide dramatic social media content. And since then, I have filed a federal complaint against the university, and hopefully they will lose their federal funding because clearly they do not support free speech. But I'm very excited to make the return to University of Washington tomorrow, May 6th, with Riley Gaines herself. It will be an exciting event. Of course, there will be protesters. They're already promoting violence against us, which is insane. So much for the party of tolerance and love. And we're hoping for a very successful event. Hopefully we'll actually get to give a speech. So come out and support us tomorrow night at University of Washington.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you a lot. Thanks for helping me build this channel. Thanks for letting me tell you a different side of what's going on in this trans space. This is why I will not belong to that trans community. How dare they even attach? What does this have to do with trans? What does this have to do? These two women, Riley Gaines and Olivia Krolchek, I think is how you pronounce her name, they are women who are athletes and have every right to speak and say the things they need to speak. I, for one, as a transsexual, also support women's sports and do not believe trans women are women, nor should they be competing in women's sports. Remember, this isn't about trans men. This is not about trans men because they're not a threat to men. This is specifically about women and women's sports, okay? So let's keep that right there. Secondly, how dare you show up, and when I show you what I have today and why I needed to do this video, I am, first off, blown away by the anger and the most disgusting things being said in the name of trans rights and transphobia. It is so absurd. And these people are nuts. They're actually nuts, okay? So they don't represent trans anything. They represent a faction of some group of people who think they are about trans rights when they are not about trans rights. They're about violence. They're about misogyny. They're about, I mean, just so many things, you guys. When I'm I'm so done with it. I just find it to be so pathetic and nasty. So with that, I'm actually recovering from a cold right now, so it's why I'm a little bit like that because I don't know how I caught a cold. I caught it from, I think, the kids coming home from school and bringing that nasty stuff. But anyway, let's move on. Thanks again for liking, subscribing, commenting, helping me make these videos. It means a lot to me. And really bringing some truth to this whole idea of transphobia. It's complete nonsense. This next one is pretty disgusting. So hold on to your panties because this is so sick.
Make the earth a better place. Go decompose. Actually produce something rather than just being scammed. Taking over resources.
Decomposing than breathing every transphobic breath that you breathe.
Can you hear them? I hope you can. I'll turn up the sound. But listen, these people are in after these people are walking home from a TPUSA event with Riley Gaines, and these two freaks are Antifa weirdos, literally attacking an older woman who also is on a cane. So she has some form of disability, and they're such losers. They're following her and calling her transphobic. And wait, just wait.
Yeah.
You're
the
also
earth would be so much better without you.
Bitch.
It's
You're
shocking.
such fucking scum. You're such a bitch.
Take your time. Don't rush on our behalf.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Take your time. Transphobic shit stand. Take your time.
Did you hear that?
Take your time. Our elders.
Why would we
shit about that? You
Why
have
would
no idea about
we
that.
respect their elders?
You have no idea about that.
Yeah, I'm not anything to do with these people. I'm not their elders. I have nothing to do. They are not trans. They're something else. They're freaks. The tall dude, notice how they always wear masks? They're such, I want to say so many things, but I can't. They're just like so hiding behind their, this is why I can't go to these events. I can't. Something will happen. I can't go to these events because of these people. They're total, oh my God. It's just shocking to me. It's just shocking that they're talking to a woman like, this is a woman, okay? And this is a man. They're not trans. They're just a man and a woman, okay? Thinking they're so badass doing this to some old lady. It's so pathetic.
Our elders screwed us.
Your elders made it so that you could actually function in the world, but I disconnect from that. I'm not your elder. I have nothing to do with you people. You're not trans. You're actual terrorists.
Our elders don't give a shit about us. Why should we give a shit about them?
Yeah, I don't care.
Respect is to be earned.
If you want to provide her physical safety, maybe you should come between
Gross.
this guy and her.
Are you a pig?
Hey man, let's back up.
I'm not touching anyone. Stop touching me! Don't touch me!
This guy's psycho. This guy is psycho.
Fucking bitch, kill
You're
yourself!
obviously harassing her.
Transphobic bitch, die! Die, you bitch! Transphobic cunt! You're the scum of the earth!
They keep calling them transphobic when they're not transphobic. I would have showed up to the Riley Gaines. How is that transphobic? There's nothing about this is transphobic, everybody. Don't let these people gaslight you. It's not. They're using trans to do this insane terrorist stuff.
Fuck you.
You're so worthless. You produce nothing.
Oh, she's still going. Thanks.
Yeah.
Woo.
Steadily
I didn't think she'd make it this far. Holy wow.
Wow.
This piece of shit.
Yeah, makes sense.
Of course.
Of course you're a broke man.
Thank God you have these officers here to keep you safe from these scumbags. It's okay. The people are with you. The people are with you. Yeah.
Does
The
it
people
hurt your
are with you.
feelings?
Just fucking you
I hope you die behind the wheel, you stupid fucking transphobic bitch. I
Wow.
hope you literally run in traffic. Are you okay?
Yeah, I hope you crash
I
and
hope you
die.
kill yourself tonight.
I hope you die.
I hope you die.
Believe it. I'm shocked.
You die.
I literally hope you drop dead behind the wheel.
Your hair looks terrible. You should go and get your hair done instead of worrying about trans women. Because you're gonna get attacked by people who are transphobes. You look too much like a trans woman to be transphobic.
What?
They're gonna come for you next, bitch. They're gonna come for you.
This guy's like loony, okay? Like literally loony. Like even the way he talks, he sounds like he's in 5th grade. He actually sounds like he's in 5th grade. You look like a trans woman and they're gonna, what does that even mean, you look like a trans woman? That in itself is kind of transphobic, dude.
You fucking bitch.
Die in your sleep, you transphobic.
Wow, who are these
Why do you
people?
have an indent in your head? Is that
Okay, let's.
all right? Officer Ellie. Why do you have an indent in your head?
Enough of that. Okay, I just want to know who these people are. I'm dying to know who these people are. How come they can't arrest them? I guess you're just allowed to make threats to people and tell them to kill themselves and die and all the things they kept. So I can't imagine. How is that even illegal? Isn't that harassment? This is Seattle. It's either Seattle or Portland. So here's the second one. I apologize. No, I'm not apologizing. What am I saying? You all need to see this.
You're telling them you hope they die in a car crash? Why do that? I mean, why are you doing that?
Be better without them.
Yeah, you should do the same. Have you thought about killing yourself today?
Yeah,
what is that?
Well, no, we're here covering the event, but I mean, these people, do they not have a right to leave the event?
I think you should think about killing yourself today. Have you thought about dying today? Do it. Before someone does it for you.
Wow, that's a threat. Isn't that a threat? Isn't that a threat? That sounds like a threat. Before someone does it for you? Who are these people? Don't go to Seattle. Don't go to Washington. We need to just boycott those places. Seriously. They're all a bunch of psychopaths. Seriously, psychopaths. The fact that they are even doing this is just so, I was part of a lot of like we called it Queer Nation and back in the day, and really fighting for gay rights, and we never said stuff like that. That is actually absurd. How do you even want to build? But these people are Marxist, communist, crazy, anti-American kids. They're teaching this stuff to them to do this and to be so violent. Okay, these are violent activists, okay, who think that they're helping the trans community. I'm going to keep telling you the whole video, nothing to do with me. They're not fighting for my rights. I am not part of that stuff. These people are psychopaths. Here's another one from the same event, Seattle. Same two weirdos following some older couple.
Kill yourself! Kill yourself, you old fucks!
What? This is an older man and an older woman walking away from the TP USA. So you understand what's happening here? They're walking away from a TP USA event where Riley Gaines and Olivia Krolchek were I hope I pronounced her name right. We're speaking, and these older people are walking away, but they have to have police escorts because it's the same two crazy people.
Yourself tonight and be a good fucking boy.
It would be so beautiful to see your bodies hanging from the trees, swinging back and forth.
Are you gonna be submissive and drop fucking dead for me, babe?
Imagine if a rifle shot you in the head, you'd be so beautiful dead.
Wow, just wow.
I bet your old ass blood is beautiful on the concrete.
Weird stuff. Weird. Who says that? Who talks like that? These people are psycho. Like, actually psycho. Trans rights? And why do they always have their faces covered, okay? They're such a bunch of... Wow, man. Wow. I'm old school. This stuff would never pass back in the day. Ever. Notice how they're always in groups? See, they know they can do this. Transphobe. They keep calling everybody transphobe.
I think they're gonna die before they find their cars. Oh my god.
Just wow.
They can't remember where the car is. They should not be driving.
Yeah.
These two should not be driving.
Safe drivers.
What? You're drunk? She's drunk. She can't drive. You don't know. She's drunk.
Man,
she can't drive.
someone needs to
She's
rip
drunk,
that
she
mask
can't
off her
drive.
face.
She's drunk. She can't drive. She's drunk. She can't drive.
That big dude right there is like slow. What do you think these people do in the rest of their time? Do you think they go to the university? Who are these people? It's so scary, you guys. Scary.
They can't do that. Look at them.
Old people.
All right,
This
girl.
country.
You're gonna break a hip now.
This country has gone to poop. I swear to God, the fact that these young people are allowed to do this, I don't get it. That feels like threats of violence towards people, especially older people. Wow. We've lost our way in this country to let these people just continue to do this under the guise of trans rights. Because some women decide that they don't want to compete against men, and now the whole weird trans space has gone off the deep end. These people are nuts, man. There has nothing, zero to do with trans rights. You know, this next one I'm going to bring up for you really blows my mind because they are saying things here, and I'm not sure, like, I think possibly they're saying it to rub people the wrong way. Because, hold on, let's just play it and then. I think it's that same one again. There, look. They literally walk around like zombies. They're like dead. They're like demon-possessed dead people. Oh, there's the trans flag. There it is. Part of the whole thing. Look, a zombie. It's so sick, you guys. The trans flag everywhere. Everywhere. Everywhere, the trans flag. What is happening? This is so pathetic and disgusting. Yep, bye, trans community. You're all going to crash and burn. The fact that you let these people represent trans is so insane. None of these people are trans. They're just using trans as this talking point, and they're being, now they call them Trantifa, okay? Because they're all a bunch of psychopaths, and I really don't know what their end game is. Again, what is their oh? They're trying to block the voices of women athletes from saying that men should not be competing with women, which they shouldn't. Nothing transphobic about it. Create your own league, okay? But oh no, you can't create your own league. You got to take everybody else's stuff, or else you're transphobic. There's nothing transphobic about that. What's transphobic is these people, okay? Because these people are creating fear. Okay, they are actually creating the fear towards trans people. I am so sick and tired of it. So here, let this last one that I have for you today. It's going to be a little short one because I'm recovering from this horrible cold. This one is a bunch of the Trantifas trying to break into the Riley Gaines event in Seattle. I think this one is in the University in Portland. Okay, so watch this.
Get out of the door! Get out of the door! Get out of the door! Get out of the door right now!
Look at how violent they are. Wow, they're so crazy.
Get off me! What are you doing? Get off me! Close the door!
There's a trans flag. There's a trans flag right there. There's a trans flag. Another trans flag. They're trying to break into where Riley, you know, when Riley spoke, I think at the University of San Francisco, maybe a year or two ago, same thing. Same thing. They blocked her into a room. How is that okay? I just don't get it. They blocked her into a room. They made her very scared. She's not transphobic. I actually am friends with Riley, okay? I'm friends with a lot of these female athletes, and when people are calling them transphobic, it's a big lie. It's all gaslighting the situation, okay? And then they wonder why their little trans rights are being taken away. Well, no, they're not. You guys are creating such an insane, violent atmosphere. Nobody wants to be around you, including me. I'm really shocked that they get away with doing that stuff. I don't understand, I guess, the law enough and what constitutes free speech and what constitutes harassment, and really telling someone to off themselves and just the nasty, weird stuff they kept saying. I mean, you can say you're ugly and blah, 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 but to actually tell somebody to hang themselves or to die or to do that, nope, that doesn't feel like free speech to me. That feels more like hate speech and intimidation on some level. So I'm going to continue to fight for women's rights. I'm going to continue to fight for transsexual rights. I'm going to continue to distance myself from these psychotic, demon-possessed weirdos. I'm going to show you the difference between a person like myself and those people. I'm going to continue to speak out against the indoctrination of children. I'm going to just continue to make these videos because I can, because you also help this channel grow and help me to create these videos. So with that, I'm going to make this a short one today so I can get back to bed and be a better for the next videos and next week. So thanks again for joining me today. Thanks for helping this channel grow. Thanks for commenting, subscribing, pushing this to people who need to see it. We've got to stop this nonsense. This is actually the scary. That stuff is scary. It's not okay. And no respect for the elders. Like, really, those are older people there. Why aren't they attacking young people? They're attacking old people. It's so sick and demented.
Can we all admit now that the NHS is not fit for purpose? It bends its knees to the groups. By the way, not all trans people want this. It is a small group of them that are the most extreme in their thought process that have pushed for this, and the NHS bows its knee time and time again. Trans toddlers allowed gender treatment on NHS under 7s to be seen by clinic as health services caving to activists on age limits. Let's have a look. I can't actually believe I'm reading this, but the NHS is treating nursery-age children who believe they are transgender after watering down its own guidance, the Telegraph can reveal. The health service was previously set to introduce a minimum age of 7 for children to be... It shouldn't be... There shouldn't even be 7. They're still kids. You're talking about... You're having therapy with kids, right? Talking about all this gender, this... They haven't even gone through puberty yet. What the fuck are you doing? 7 for children to be seen by specialist gender clinics, claiming anything less was just too young. They're too young at the age of 7. I believe they're too young by the age of, like, 18.
Oh, wow. This is happening. I thought all of that stuff was supposed to stop. Toddlers, actual toddlers, okay? So, welcome back to the channel. Here we go again. It seems like things start to look up and then they start to look down again. It's just flip-flopping all over the place. I don't get it. But today I wanted to bring you this story because I feel like it's really important and it's staying on topic with what we're all talking about here, which is saving the kids from this. And now they're starting at toddler age. It's so absurd. So with that, thanks again for joining me. Thanks again for liking, subscribing. Thanks for, getting this out to people who need to see it. It really means a lot to me and helping me build this channel and getting my voice as someone who, remember YouTube, I am a transsexual who transitioned a long time ago, and I do not believe children are trans, and I do not believe of any of this nonsense that is going on. And in fact, I have really hardcore opinions about it. Probably can't really say it here, but anyway, with that, so let's move on with this. I thought it would be great to show you this person reacting to it instead of me reading about it from the because I just like his energy, and I just think it's important to see how other people are reacting to this and just disgusted by the whole thing. So let's move forward.
By then, that's when they can start deciding what they want to do. Let's see what else it says. So the limit was removed after the proposals were put out to consultation, with new guidance due to be published showing that children of any age are eligible. However, a source close to the consultation process said NHS England had caved to the pressure of the trans activists to remove the limits. Which, by the way, as I said, small, tiny group, tiniest group ever, and they've bent the knee at that. The children are not given powerful D words, such as puberty blockers at the clinics, but are offered counselling and therapy along with their family. They're kids. They're kids. Tomboys, tomgirls. Oh, no, sorry. Like, don't do this. Up to 10 children of nursery age are being treated, according to new data, while as many as 157 children aged 9 or younger have been referred to the clinics. The worst part is, the people that have pushed for this are also going to be the people that are going to be doing the therapy for this. They want this to happen. This is their thing. They want this. This is their whole purpose.
Yes, this guy makes such great sense. Yes, that's their whole purpose, is to create this space so that now there's these jobs and everyone's, of course they're going to push for this thing. It creates more work for these people, thus more money, all at the expense of young people. And remember, this is about therapy with their parents. So you're going to bring your kid into therapy, okay? is not necessarily medical. It's therapy, which to me is just as bad because you're brainwashing parents into thinking their kids are trans at 2 years old, right? What BS is that? How can you tell you can't? This is indoctrination and telling the parents that, oh yeah, your kid has a gender identity issue. They don't even know what a boy or a girl is at that age. And so what if your girl wants to play with trucks or your boy wants to wear a dress? Who cares? Why are y'all making a big deal about it? You see, when you start making a big deal about stuff, kids pick up on that. And kids are like, oh, well, mommy's giving me more attention because I'm wearing a dress and I'm saying I'm a girl. So now I'm going to keep saying that because mommy keeps giving me more attention. I also want to remind you all, to me, it feels, in my opinion and what I see, it's more moms and more women doing this to their kids and not so many dads. I did that one thing on Harrison, who had to deal with the mom taking the kid away and creating this little boy into a girl. And I just got an email from another dad dealing with the same thing and his crazy wife. And they're going, I think, through a custody battle now, trying to turn their son into a girl at the age of like 3 or 4. It's just mind-blowing to me that this is happening, but I do see it more coming from moms. So remember, this is therapy. You got to bring your kid into therapy because they might be a trans kid at 2. What?
Let's see what else it says. So the draft guidance published in 2023 added that by 7 years old, children may have developed more of their cognitive comprehension and communication skills to an extent they will be able to engage with health professionals. Mate, I'm nearly 30 and I can't even ring the doctor. Their guidance was drawn up after the CAS review into children's transgender services led by paediatrician Baroness Class found the NHS had been sending children on a one-way path to change their gender at the Tavisky clinic. I'm just lost for words. I think we're all just lost for words. It's like, and as I said, smallest group fraction of, like, it's not all trans, as I said before. But as I said, it's the people that are pushing it. They're also going to be the ones that are going to be doing the therapy for it. It's a joke. And to be fair, actually, the people that are going to be pushing their kids into it are also already part of it anyway. So it's just a continuous cycle.
It's just a continuous cycle. You see, the people who are saying they have trans kids, they're actually creating this platform for them because they're actually got something going on with them. If you think your kid is trans at 2, you got to get into some help. Seriously, I'm not trying to be a dick here, but there's something going on with you if you actually think your kid is trans at 2 and you've been sucked into some kind of weird mind bending alter universe that you would even think this. But, you know, there are Facebook groups, there are TikTok groups, there's all these groups with these trans parents who are literally feeding each other this stuff and making themselves feel better for doing this to their 2-year-old kid. So this is from the paper, the Telegraph, and it's trans toddlers allowed gender treatment, and people just are going nuts because it's actually insane. It's insane. So I want to bring up this next one here because I went in and I searched for some, oh my God, TikTok is so disgusting, but these people put this on there. So it's actually kind of good because, you got to see the enemy and you got to see what people are doing. So they're exposing themselves, which is why we can push back on this. So check this one out.
Okay, so first of all, I will say that the journey is ongoing and probably will be for potentially her entire life. But here's how it started. So she was designated, assigned, observed male at birth. And until about 18 months, didn't really, know too much, just kind of was raising 2 kids, working full time, not really paying attention to what was going on. And at around 18 months, she started showing signs of like really being interested in things that her sister had and had in her closet and wanting to play dress up and wanting to put on lip gloss. And when she would see fingernails, she would want her fingernails painted too. And, we thought it was cute. No issue. We had no issue with, her wanting to do those kinds of things. And then around the age of 2, things started to progress at a quicker pace. And so each time that we would go to pick her up from preschool, she was fully outfitted in dresses and jewelry. And so
I am just totally blown away that people think this is okay. What is happening? Seriously, what is happening? 18 months and then 2? Okay, look, if your kid is getting dressed up at nursery school or whatever it's going to, I don't know if I actually have a problem with that, right? Like, because we're supposed to be getting rid of stereotypes. So if a little boy wants to wear, it's fun to them. I don't think they're looking at it as gender. I really don't. I don't think they're looking at it. I think they just feel more comfortable in that, and it makes them happy. And it's like, who the fuck cares? But the thing is that these are the parents that are obviously making it seem like their kid is trans at 18 months and 2. Psychopaths.
I will say I was super stoked that we had such a wonderful childcare center that she was in, because she was allowed to, experiment with her gender and play dress up and do those kinds of things and have access to them. So when I would go to pick her up from preschool, like I said, she would be dripping in, just jewelry and clicky shoes and all kinds of stuff. And getting her to take that off to go home was usually a pretty gnarly struggle. And then around the age of 4, she started wanting to wear like leggings and headbands. She had this one headband she was completely attached to that she felt, I look back on it now and think to myself, gosh, I wonder when she put that headband on, she thought to herself, people see me for who I am. No one's going to misgender me now. And so it progressed. It just kept moving in that direction with more and more things that started showing more and more signs. She would say, when I wake up tomorrow, I'll be a girl. And we were kind of like, oh, okay, yeah. And my husband and I would be like, we gotta figure this thing out. And so kind of for that.
At 4, she was figuring out remember, this is a boy. So she was figuring out, the parents are putting this on the kid. There is just no doubt. The parents are putting this on their kids, like living through the child. Oh, for sure, she would throw a tantrum if she couldn't take or wear the necklace, or she couldn't put on the clothes, or I will keep reiterating this to you. I grew up a total little boy on some level. My parents never told me I was a boy. My parents always told me I was a girl. They didn't have any issues with me wearing boy stuff, whatever that means, right? The thing that happened was, like, if we would go to family functions, I would have to put on the dress. I had one dress and I would throw a little bit of a temper tantrum. Of course, I wasn't comfortable in it. It doesn't mean I was a boy, okay? It's just ridiculous. So I know, because I was actually that. And I think this is actually the parent pushing this on the kid. My parents never pushed this. They just let me be. And then the things that they would push on me was wearing the dress, because they were like, nope, you're a girl, deal with it. And I personally thank my parents for doing that, to be honest with you, for not putting me through some kind of system and screwing me up. I figured this all out on my own, like a big boy, okay, or a big girl. And then I got to the space where I figured it out, and now I've been doing this for 30 years, and I feel very healthy. Whatever any of you believe about, I feel healthy, I feel focused, I feel good, but this is not real. This is not okay, and this is the parents pushing this.
Final test, my husband decided, you know what, we're going to figure this thing out. We're going to tap into this and see what happens. So he said, I'm going to coach a t-ball team, and I want her to be on it. And so I was like, all right, let's do it. Well, that didn't go over so well. She not only hated t-ball, she hated the uniform, she hated the hat. We found everything in the trash multiple times. She was, you couldn't get her out the door to go play on Saturday mornings. And so eventually I thought at one point, well, what if I let you wear your leggings and a tank top underneath, and we can, as soon as the game's over, you can take your uniform off. And she was like, okay. So she wore the headband. She didn't wear the hat. She wore the headband. She wore the clothes underneath her uniform. And she would go to the game and she would stand there. And as soon as it was like, game over, she would rip those clothes, that uniform off, and stand and proud in her tank top and her leggings. And very shortly after that, she told us she was a girl. And we believe her.
I know you're all just speechless as I am. What? She threw the uniform off. She didn't want to wear it. We knew it. She's trans. She told us. Nope, she didn't tell you anything. Okay? He is just wanting to be part of the girls. He doesn't want to be part of the boys. That doesn't make him anything other than a normal little kid who doesn't want to participate. Why can't he be a boy playing with the girls? Why can't he be a boy wearing a dress? Why can't he be a boy with a girl name? Why can't, you know what I mean? I had a boy name when I was a little girl. No big deal. It was considered cute at the time. So I just really, in my opinion, what I see here is a parent pushing their own agenda on their child. Period. You're not going to change my mind about that. Next one I have, another Looney Tunes.
What it's like being the mother of a trans 7-year-old.
Wow.
2. The biggest fear that people bring to me, usually in the form of hate, is that my child is going to deeply regret that I trusted and believed them when they came to me and told me that they were a boy. But the only time that that happens is when we force children into binary boxes that they can't escape. My child may not stay trans. They may come out later as non-binary. They may come out later again as a girl. And they know that they can do that.
Wow.
My son told me he was a boy when he was 5 years old. And the one and only time that he has been militant about his gender, meaning like, no, I am this thing, is the one time that someone in my family told him he couldn't be that because he was too young.
I just want to scream. I just really want to scream. I want you all in the comments, okay? Whoever, tell me, when you were a kid, were you playing with your gender? Were you like a girl who really just wanted to be boy and you maybe said, I'm a boy? Was there any of you who actually ever... I did that. I know a lot of the girls I hung out with, we all thought we were boys. We hung out, that's why we hung out together. We were like super masculine girls. I want to be a boy, you know, but no one told us we were boys. No one ever told us we were boys. All of us grew up and moved on. All of my friends from back then are all just living as females today. I think, no, some of them definitely became lesbians, but all of them are living in their sex, and none of them transitioned. I think I was the only one that actually did that. So that's why I'm telling you that you can, maybe you're going to be non-binary, or maybe, it's just so frustrating for me to watch the parents, like, put this on their kids.
I have put an incredible amount of energy into making sure that he knows that he still has all of the possibilities open to him. And as empowering and affirming as I am also very clear that he can change his mind, that he can be all of the different things, and that I love and respect what he tells me he is. Because the antidote to this fear that people have that children are going to make a choice that they regret later is not forcing them to make one and one choice only. The propaganda around trans youth has become so extreme. I honestly don't know if my voice can make that big a difference. But if anyone listened this far in an attempt to really learn and understand, I'm just asking you to challenge that part of your head that feels like this is an either or circumstance, because the antidote to this fear is actually opening our mind and allowing them to figure all of this out without you're bad, you're good, this is right, this is wrong.
Wait a minute there for a second, lady. Okay, I'm pushing back on you as a transsexual. You're the one doing, you've literally, that's hypocrisy. You are actually telling your child they're trans. You're actually doing that to your child, okay? I think 7-year-old child. So no, take your own advice. First off, that is not a boy, it's a girl. So you're already putting that in your child's head, that you're not being truthful or honest with your child. You cannot change your sex, period. Did this for 32 years. I never changed my sex, lady. So you are the one who are actually trapping your child into this thought process. You're not being healthy towards your child, and you're not telling your child the truth. They cannot change their sex, okay? They might want to be a boy. They might want to feel this way. They might want to be this way, but not until they're old enough to even gone through puberty, do any of this stuff. You are the one who is actually, this idea that there's so much anger towards trans kids, and that's because we want to save them. That's because we believe it's not true as a transsexual. Many of us don't believe we were trans kids, okay? You are the one who are actually trapping your child into this space. Don't you hear yourself? Back up off the internet, okay? Go to some therapy, and not gender affirming. Go talk to a therapist why you believe your child is actually a boy and not a girl. That's on you. That is not on your child.
Say that again, Mom.
You used to scream at the top of your lungs at 2 years old with tears rolling down your face that you were not a boy, that you were a girl.
Go on.
Every time I would tell you that you were a boy because you had a pee-pee, you would say, no, I'm not a boy, I'm a girl, and you would scream it.
'Cause I'm a girl!
My mom literally just said you don't know shit like that when you're at 2, but I guess I'm an exception.
No, you're not. You're not an exception. Okay, now as an adult, you made the choice. Go for it, person. But don't you dare put that on your mom, okay? Because your mom is right. You don't know shit when you're 2, okay? Big deal that you said, that's not my pee-pee. I don't want to be... people, are you around kids? Are any of you actually around children? Do you know what children do? Do you know that children see whatever's going on in your household, what they're watching, what they're seeing? It's actually influencing them. It is why I keep telling you, get your kids away from other trans kids. If you need to get them out of a school, get them out, save them. They are being indoctrinated through this. A 2-year-old is being indoctrinated by their parents, okay? And that is the actual truth of the matter. Okay, now we have the NHS telling us that there are 2-year-old trans kids. Shame on you. Shame on our medical system. Shame on all of you who believe in trans kids. Shame on you, and you're disgusting. Okay, so I'm getting a little heated here. This is a great one. This is a great one. I love this one.
Do you want to know what's fucked up? I have a daughter who is in 3rd grade. I also have a son, but this is about my daughter. I have a daughter who is in 3rd grade, and she plays sports, specifically softball. They had to bring home a paper because the school is doing this free physical day thing, because you have to have a physical on file to do sports, right? Tell me why. Like, normally when you fill out papers for the doctor and papers like that, you know, you put the name, date of birth, all the information, you have to put if you're male or female. Tell me fucking why this year, this is the first time, on this paper, it said, what did you identify as at birth? And then the next question is, what do you identify as now? I'm sorry, what? These are children. I have no fucking words. No fucking.
See, parents are getting pissed. Thank God for parents like that. 3rd grade? What were you born as? And then what do you identify as now? This is a real parent telling us. So stop saying this isn't happening, trans activists and weirdos out there. It's actually happening. I've even seen the papers myself. Okay, why do you think I march my ass down to the kids' school to see, like, who are the teachers and are there flags everywhere and what are you being taught? Because I will not tolerate any of that. Even being a part of the LGBT community, I will not tolerate that being in those grade schools. That is ridiculous behavior. So that being said, yay for that parent. This is unbelievable. This is unacceptable. None of this needs to be in the school system. They are indoctrinating children. They are indoctrinating your child. If you think your child is trans, you better think again. You better think again. They are going to grow up to dislike you. I guarantee you, if you push your child into that space. This one I want to bring up because I think it's funny. Again, I don't want to be all mad. I want to laugh a little bit, even though this is not a laughing matter, but I thought this was a really good one.
Do you remember when you realized you were a girl?
No. Starting at the age of 2, she was already telling us, I'm not a boy, I'm a girl.
Bullshit.
Oh, you're such a cute little boy. Nope. I'm not a boy, I'm a girl.
What?
She was struggling a lot with tantrums. They thought it was sensory processing disorder. And then when she was 4.5, she went to the gender clinic.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Lurie Children's Hospital in Chicago. And, you know, the doctor sat down and said, are you a girl? And she said, yep. And he's like, okay, from now on, you're a girl.
What the is this? I don't know.
Yeah.
And it was like a light switch. It went from this really hard toddler trying to get her to navigate the world and put on clothes and tantruming to the easiest kid
Gross.
ever.
Gross. gross, just gross. 4, the easy, and you obviously have an agenda. You're clearly trans or non-binary or some stuff, and you totally have an agenda to raise your kid as trans. At 4, they knew they were trans, and then they became the easiest kid in the world. Maybe because you let them just dress how they needed to dress. But what does that have to do with their identity choice, you freaks? Some people just shouldn't have kids, and then it's so hard for the people who can't actually have kids to get kids. The whole system is completely messed up. It's so crazy. Okay, I'm going to leave you. This is how I feel. I want to put this here because it's how I feel. It's literally how I feel. And I'm going to just, okay, be prepared because it's going to shock you a little bit right now. Okay, so here it comes. Be prepared.
Like some chemical smell. You'll smell it. Oh, this is no and you threw flakes in it. Mommy, put this stuff down and then you throw this. Sorry. Holy shit. Sorry. I'm here to pick up something.
It's just so good. That one's making I snorted. That one's making the rounds. It's like some weird non-binary weirdo. So that's what you're going to do to your kids, okay? And then everyone's going to be screaming because they're like, what? And you're literally changing your kid into some weirdo non-binary, sexless unicorn, they, them, Zerzy, Zep. Yeah, you're doing your kid a real good favor there. So it's hilarious, but it's not. Okay, so back to being a little bit serious here. I just, I just, yeah, this is where we are. This is where we are, people. We got to push back on this. I'm part of it. I'm not going to tolerate this stuff anymore. Exposing the grift of what's going on. It's insane and it's gross. And we have to care about these kids. And they are not trans. They are nothing. They are just kids. They are boys and girls. Let them play with their stereotypes. Let them have trucks and Barbies and glitter and all kinds of stuff. Who cares? Let them figure their stuff out. Okay, they're gonna go through puberty. They're gonna have a hard time. It's all, you choose to have a kid. You got to be really healthy around that. Okay, so it's your choice to have a kid. If you love your kid, you will not trans your kid, and that's my message to you.